As a child, I had been branded Ulysses Grant Slaughter Jr. That was my name. That was the name that my parents had given me. Ulysses Grant Slaughter Jr. I didn't like it. I'm told that my mother's mother didn't like it either. So she decided to call me Butch. Growing up on the west side of Chicago in the early 70s, Butch worked much better than Ulysses. We were poor, people were sad, and people fought a lot. Butch made my life make more sense. I had to be Butch. Everyone laughed at Ulysses. What in the world is a Ulysses? All of my classmates had regular names, normal names. Kevin, Marcus, Karen, Reginald, Pam, Leslie, Michelle, Sheila, Kim, Ryan, Paul, Monica, a Charles, a James, a David, and a Darnell. But I was the only Ulysses. And no one could pronounce it. And everyone made fun of it. You what? Huh? And then the older children simply called me useless. I needed to be Butch. Like the bully boy from the classic TV show, The Little Rascals, I wanted to be Butch. It was rough like sandpaper. It was mean like a dog. And it was me. I didn't want to be Ulysses because my father was Ulysses. And he was my enemy. I hated my father. My father used to hit my mother. My father used to beat my mother. I didn't want his name. My brand was Butch. My name was Butch. I was Butch in my house. I was Butch in my neighborhood. I was Butch in the classroom. I got mediocre grades. I fought, I stole, I cheated. I was Butch. I remember when I was in 6th grade, I went to 4 different 6th grades in less than 5 months. Warren, Wendell Green, Perry, and Morton. My family was poor, my family was sad, my family was unstable. So we moved a lot when I was in the 6th grade. Every time I went to a new school, there was a new introduction. I would walk in and the teacher would say, "Class, we have a new student. This is Ulysses." And the children would giggle. My body would burn hot in embarrassment. My mind would shout what my mouth couldn't. My name is not Butch. My name is not Ulysses. My name is Butch. Ulysses is at home. He's the one who hits my mother. He's the one who beats my mother. I'm not him. My name is Butch. As often as I could, I would prove that I was Butch. I would fight, I would steal, I would lie. I convinced myself that I had to do these things because my name was Butch. People expected me to be mean. People expected for me to be dumb. My name was Butch. Every now and then, someone would say, "Ulysses? That's a great name. That's a unique name. One of our president's names was Ulysses." Right, I thought to myself, the president. No black man would ever become president. On June 25th, 1978, my father gave me the ultimate reason to hate him. Hate my name and hate myself. On June 25th, 1978, my father killed my mother. Right outside my bedroom door, Ulysses Sr. shot my mother twice in her head. I opened my door and she was laying right there. For more than 30 years after my mother's death, I hated my father, I hated myself, and I hated my name, Ulysses. Yes, I knew about the Civil War general. I knew about Homer's Greek myth and a black man eventually became American president, but I still hated Ulysses. I was still Butch, and I had a fantastic urge to kill my father. In 2009, I met a man named Theophilus. I was impressed with this man's business brand and asked if he would be my mentor. He accepted, but he refused to call me Butch. He told me that my name is Ulysses. He told me that I was Ulysses. I told him that I was Butch. He said that Butch means nothing. Ulysses is a hero. I understand that your father hurt you, but you are still Ulysses. What did this guy know? We had just met. How was he going to tell me who I was? Your name is your name, he said. I can see past your anger. You are Ulysses. Maybe your father wasn't really Ulysses, but you are Ulysses. I can see it. Within a year of meeting Theophilus, I decided it was time to prove that I was Butch. It was time to kill my father. I had not seen my father in 22 years. I traveled from Philadelphia to Chicago. I went straight to my father's apartment. I had someone knock on his door, and I waited outside. Soon, an old man walked out. It was my father. He was old, he was sick, and he was dying. As I watched him limp toward me, an incredible instinct kicked in. I wanted to help him. I wanted to rescue him. I wanted to save him. But Butch couldn't save my father. Butch was too weak to save himself. So Butch ran that day. Butch got in his car and drove away, and he never went back. Butch and his father needed a hero. They both needed Ulysses. My name is Ulysses. Butch couldn't go back and save his father, so I went back for him. I saved my father, and I saved myself. My name is Ulysses. What's your name? My mother's name is Clarice. My mother's name means clarity. Her name means clarity, beautiful, and famous. When I was a little boy, I used to ask my mother when I'd be old enough to fight my father. My mother said, "You will never be old enough to fight your father. I just want you to be a better man." She didn't say that I was better than my father. She said she wanted me to be a better man. She didn't say I was better than my father. She said, be a better man. I haven't talked to my mother in 34 years. But I can still hear the clarity in her beautiful voice. Be a better man. My mother and father were not perfect. I came through them, not from them. They were not perfect, but I think they gave me the perfect name, Ulysses. What's your name? What are people invoking from you when they call your name? What are people expecting of you when they call your name? What does your name mean? Are you living up to the meaning? You don't know the meaning of your name? Look it up. Make one up, because it's all been made up anyway. But if you're going to make up a meaning to your name, make it something powerful. Make sure that it has integrity. Make up something that is full of life. You're fooling yourself if you embrace death. If you embrace names of death, you are fooling yourself. You don't want a brand of death. Early on in my lecture, I said your name will talk to you. Your name is alive and it will talk to you. Understand also that your name will listen to you. You give meaning to your name, so your name must and will listen to you. Little didn't work for Malcolm. He was too big to be little. He was too big to be little. X didn't work for Malcolm either. He didn't want to be unknown. So he took a journey to find himself. He took a journey in search of himself. He traveled to another place and in another time, he found himself. I know what it's like to take that journey. I know my name. What's your name? In closing, my brothers, both young and younger, I say to you today, claim a powerful name for yourself. Brand yourself with power. Every time you hear your name, every time you say your name, embrace the meaning of the word in your heart. Love your name. But if for a moment you hate your name, don't be discouraged. Hate only means that you're working on an answer. Thank you all.